himself a bad four-letter word in his class. You could work lickety-split through a problem, and everything was straight up the middle. Mr. Whitlock, and yes, even as an adult, you will always be Mr. Whitlock to me, sorry. He grew up in Northeast Texas and graduated from East Texas State, which is now Texas A&M at Commerce, with a bachelor's degree in math. He went into teaching thinking that he would become an engineer and took classes at night during the summers, but it was too late. He was hooked. He loved teaching and earned his master's degree in math from East Texas State, and in his own words, never looked back. He taught in several public schools in the Dallas area for 22 years before coming to ESD, where he taught for 25 years. Especially since he was my math teacher, I hope I added this up correctly, for a total of 47 years teaching. 47 years. I'm not sure, but I think he's aged fairly well because he looks exactly the same as he did. Fishing at his home at Lake Fork in East Texas, appropriately named after him. He has high hopes for catching the next record-sized bass. But back to the classroom. Not only did the students enjoy Mr. Whitlock's presence, but so did his co-workers. To prepare for this evening, I spoke with several teachers that worked with Mr. Whitlock over the years. Repeated words that I kept hearing from his colleagues were ultimate practical jokester, icon of ESD, clever, keen sense of humor, dedicated, always looked for the very best in students, caring, and the very most popular, it was an honor and pleasure to work with Tommy. When I asked him what his favorite part of teaching was, he told me, I love the meetings, especially ones that take a lot of time after school. Especially when I want to sit out and go late. Not surprisingly, he said that his favorite part was the interaction with the students. I believe that most teachers go into the profession because we want to make a difference. This is when I might get emotional. I apologize for the little baby. But, Mr. Whitlock, there is absolutely no doubt that you have made a difference in the thousands of students you have taught over the years. Not only have you taught us math, but you taught us how to grow with integrity and purpose, into caring and independent adults. You leave behind a legacy that will never be forgotten. It is my absolute honor and privilege to present the 2012 Inspirit Accolade to Mr. Whitlock.
I received a telephone call on January 12th. I'll always remember that day. From Carol Carlotta A. Tell me about the award tonight, about dinner, and then before she signed off, she actually mentioned, she said, we'll have an opportunity, those are her words, to say a few words tonight. So, first thing I want to do is to give a huge thank you to the Alumni Association. I also know that anytime an affair like this is put together, we have lots of people doing a massive amount of work behind the scenes. So, to those people, thank you. With respect to my teaching career, with respect to my senior moment, out of classroom experiences, this event tonight is huge. It's the ultimate, I think, carefully, Amanda said 47 years. And this is the frosting of my 47 years of teaching experience. And the thing that makes this especially rewarding to me tonight is the fact that this award comes from the Alumni Association. if not for a bit of luck, and that's what I'm going to call it, I would not have been hired at ESD in the first place. When I came on board in 1984, before I did, ESD wasn't even on my radar. I'd never heard of it. I wasn't plotting and scheming to get a contract. In retrospect, knowing what I know now, I should have been. It was sort of funny. Jan and I had plans. We had rock solid plans. We were headed to East Texas, to Wood County, and we were going to live happily ever after. As a matter of fact, we were eagerly looking forward to living on the banks of Lake Fork, which, by the way, in those days was known as the vast capital of the United States of America. But at least that's the way it was touted by the Wood County Chamber of Commerce. But a funny thing happened on our path to the lake. I received a telephone call. And this telephone call was from a man named Bill McNabb. Some of you remember Bill McNabb. He had been my department head at Dallas Skyline High School. And he called, and in the conversation he said, I'm going to a small private school in North Dallas. If you have an interest, I'll set up an interview. And being the flexible person that I am, in my notes I wrote, wait for the chuckles and eye rolls. Interviewed with John Hodges. A day or two later, I got a contract. So, signed it. Like ESD, taught 25 years later, I was looking at retirement. And I never looked back. I think what somebody said a minute ago. But I never second guessed myself. But over the years, I did a considerable amount of thinking about that single telephone call from Bill McNabb. If it had not been for that telephone call, if it had not been for Bill McNabb, I would not be standing here in front of you tonight. And I know that. I think a short story is in order at this point. Where's Father Swan? Okay, he's back there. I had a conversation with Father Swan sometime during the early part of my tenure at ESD. I say during the first 5 years. And I was telling Father Swan about this single telephone call and the altered plans, altered paths. And he smiled, he looked at me, and he finally said, you're at the right place. And I can look back, and I am glad that during the last 25 years of my teaching experience, I was at the right place. And in conclusion, I want to say one other thing. If any of you are in East Texas, you want to go fishing with an unlicensed guide and a card-carrying AARP member, give me a call.